the whole pandemic situation has been hitting all businesses roughly. When should practices start planning to mitigate those burdens as they start to reopen?
Drew, my thinking is on this is the sooner the better. The reality is, as you think about some of the actions that practices have had to take in light of the pandemic, where they've had to furlough a large part of their administrative staff, in some cases, some of their clinical support staff, uh, it, there's a lot of cases for actually beginning to act now, because given that, much of this bringing relief to the administrative burden anyways involves change and change management. The reality is change has been imposed upon us in these circumstances. And so given that that change has already been imposed, given that a lot of the institutional knowledge has already sort of walked out the door, if our practices can move to a variable cost model on their administrative infrastructure, then now would be as good a time as any to sort of embark on that change. Generally speaking, I think uh, when you talk about solutions that alleviate administrative burden, the biggest aspect of them is change management. And I think this pandemic has already forced that upon us. So I would say now, and then of course, the second related factor is having the right leadership in the physician group that is able to help identify the right solutions to mitigate the administrative burden in a variable cost optimized manner, construct like that. And then those physician leaders be able to handhold the organization through that change. So I'd say act sooner rather than later and take advantage of the change that has already been brought upon us by this pandemic. Take advantage of the fact that we've already had to let go a whole bunch of our administrative infrastructure instead of going out there and rebuilding that infrastructure in-house all over again in anticipation of the rise in volumes. This is a brilliant time to now let that infrastructure be outsourced, at least for what is not core to the practice, and let that risk and cost be transferred to people that have core expertise in those areas.